All right, welcome 7th graders. We made it to the culmination of your entire year. Today, we're launching into your Unit 11 Capstone Reflection, which is all about technology, media, and civic participation. You know, the American tapestry isn't just some dusty, static relic of the past, it's a living, breathing thing. And for this final project, you're going to analyze exactly how conflict and change are woven right into it, but we're going to look at it through a modern, digital lens.
Okay, let's dive into our roadmap for this explainer. 1. The American story. 2. Foundations and fractures. 3. Rise of global power. 4. Modern challenges and change. And 5. Thinking like a historian.
Section 1. The American story.
Why do people rebel? I mean, it's a huge question, right? For your capstone, you'll be taking this essential question and analyzing how modern technology and social media have completely changed the way citizens organize, protest, and demand change today. You're basically looking at the why and the how of rebellion, but in the age of smartphones and instant global communication.
Moving right along to Section 2, Foundations and Fractures.
So, these historical eras, they serve as your worked examples for the capstone. Your task is to pick one of these foundational periods. Maybe it's the intense debates over the Constitution in the 1770s, or maybe the expanding identity of the 1800s. Whichever you choose, you're going to evaluate how the communication technology of that specific era influenced civic participation, and then compare it directly to how we communicate today.
And here is where your evidence-based reasoning really comes into play. You're going to use historical evidence to show how completely different information diets in the North and the South fueled sectionalism leading up to the Civil War. Then you're going to draw direct parallels to the media bubbles and echo chambers that we see in today's digital landscape. It's all connected.
Next up, Section 3, Rise of Global Power.
This era provides excellent context for your transfer task. Think about how the rise of radio during the Great Depression or the super rapid spread of atomic age propaganda in the 1940s fundamentally shifted civic participation on a massive global scale. Because, let's face it, technology dictates how quickly ideas spread. Understanding those massive historical shifts is absolutely key to understanding our current media ecosystem.
How did freedom, expansion, and industry transform society unequally? For this part of the capstone, you need to connect the industrial expansion of the past to the tech industry and media monopolies of the present. You really have to ask yourselves, how has digital expansion transformed society? Has it potentially left some citizens with way less of a voice in modern civic participation while totally amplifying others?
All right, Section 4, Modern Challenges and Change.
Now, as part of your reflection, you'll be looking at shifts in government, specifically liberal approaches versus conservative approaches. You'll apply your knowledge to neutrally evaluate how modern digital media and technology shape both of these approaches to civic engagement. The goal here isn't to take political sides, not at all. Your job is to analytically step back and observe how the tech platforms themselves influence the policies, the campaigns, and the cultural shifts of the whole country.
These historical milestones act as your specific transfer tasks. You've got to take the strategies used in these past movements, like the intense Vietnam War debates or the incredible civil rights movement, and explain exactly how they would be executed today. How would they use modern technology and media platforms to challenge government policy right now?
And finally, Section 5, Thinking like a Historian.
Students must read widely and deeply. That's not just a suggestion, it's the very core of your evidence-based reasoning requirement. For a truly successful project, you must critically analyze modern media sources with the exact same rigor that you used on those historical primary documents earlier this year.
Bias, a disproportionate weight in favor of or against an idea or thing, usually in a way that is closed-minded, prejudicial, or unfair. Mastering the identification of media bias is literally the ultimate goal of this capstone reflection. You're going to be looking incredibly closely at how algorithms, echo chambers, and disproportionate weighting in modern technology shape what we see and believe every single day.
Consider these bullet points your official capstone grading rubric. For your final application task, you are fully expected to cite specific textual evidence from modern media, determine those central themes, analyze how digital events interact with one another, and critically assess point of view and purpose in modern civic participation. So, how should historians judge recent events when modern media creates competing interpretations in real time? Well, that is the capstone puzzle you get to solve. You've got the historical foundation, the worked examples, and your critical thinking toolkit. I really hope you're feeling ready to apply all of it to the digital age. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and good luck with your reflections.